Hey guys, this is Deplorable Bobby, and this is the way I see it. Today I'm going to bring you a video instead of a live stream. It's going to be quite long. I'm not sure how long it'll be, but I'd like for you to stay till the end. I'm going to talk today about the cabal. You know, secrecy needs darkness to survive. And the cabal is an open secret, and it hides in plain sight. If you're unaware of the evil existence, then you're powerless against their manipulation. Secret societies are nothing new under the sun. From the Illuminati to the Freemasons, they have thrived behind many closed doors. They've taught countless generations beliefs and secret knowledge. Power and secrecy are their currency. Think of the mythical Hydra. Like Hydra, they have many heads, they have many names, and all the same beliefs that power and domination is the role of a selected few. In this global cabal, we have societies and people like this. The Bilderberg Group, the Deep State, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, the rich and famous and world leaders. The Bilderberg Group in 1954 was the most powerful men in the world when they met for the first time in the Netherlands, in the town of Oosterbroek. Their mission was to debate the future of the world and the people on it. They have met every year since then, since that very first meeting in 1954. America, Canada, and Western Europe elites were the main members. These meetings include influential people from politics to entertainment, from industry to banking. The Council on Foreign Relations, remember them? The International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the Trilateral Commission, the EU, the Central Bank of the Federal Reserve, and the Bank of England. The deep state operates as a shadow government under the hand of the cabal as they seek to take power away from the peasants like us. The deep state is dug in deep to entrench themselves behind the scenes. But don't worry though, politicians, actors, CEOs, and most all of the rich and famous are under the control of the cabal. The Illuminati is the secret inside group working to achieve world domination through their greatest weapon, which is mind control. The Illuminati grew its membership by infiltrating other secret societies, such as our next topic, the Freemasons. The all-seeing eye on our U.S. currency is a symbol of the Illuminati and the Freemasons hiding in plain sight. The all-seeing eye comes from the Freemasons, actually. But research one eye covered. Research black eyes. And see all the many pictures of the rich and famous covering their one eye. This is the signal in plain sight of whom they serve, the Illuminati and the Freemasons. The Freemasons are the world's largest and oldest secret society, founded in the 14th century. The very beginning, the Freemasons have always been about the New World Order, with the Freemasons as the ruling party. False flag events lead to conclusion that the powers that be, the cabal, are desperately and deliberately carrying out misinformation campaigns to protect their secret activities. Here's a few sinister false flags that we've seen over time. Back in 1898, the sinking of the USS Maine in Havana's harbor. The Spanish-American War was started over the Maine sinking by the Spanish. An investigation later showed that the Maine was sunk because of a coal fire aboard the ship. It wasn't attacked. But that doesn't matter. The war had already begun, and the true cause of the sinking of the Maine didn't matter anymore. False flag in the 1960s when murderer President Lyndon Baines Johnson, known as LBJ, used a lie to escalate the Vietnam conflict. LBJ say the U.S. destroyers were attacked in neutral waters off the shores of Vietnam, when in reality the ships were actually on an espionage mission in the waters of North Vietnam. It was all a lie to send 60,000 young Americans to their death in Vietnam. But I got him. It got him reelected. So he got what he wanted. He got his second term as president at the cost of 600,000 American lives. The 9/11. The fire crews, the EMS, the engineers, architects, and aviation experts, demolition experts, and eyewitnesses say the official account is blatantly untrue. But this is a false flag that catapulted America into the New World Order under the hand of the cabal, and that was their plan the whole time. This whole 9/11 thing was planned. It was planned to bring us down, because the New World Order got what they wanted from this deadly false flag on 9/11. We allowed our government to spy on us, conduct body searches, and install metal detectors in airports, government buildings, instituting travel restrictions, and creating the Department of Homeland Security, and so on and so on and so on, the things that happened after 9/11 to spy on us and to know what we're doing. We seem to be in a situation where our protectors are actually our imprisoners. They want to keep us from uniting for a common cause of freedom. If we fight among ourselves, we lose. We can't let them win. The cabal actually does rule the entire world, and they do it with the help of media. The most insidious activity in the world is working for the cabal. From cartoons to pop music, the mainstream media and mainstream TV, they have a fear agenda that permeates all of it. This subconscious programming entrains us to be fearful, stressed, and sick all the time. Big pharma and food are modified and are full of chemicals designed to weaken and sicken us as a society. In adding fluoride to the drinking water, we have been pumped with chemicals that ensure that we cannot reach a true state of spiritual expansion. It's a known fact. The fluoride blocks the pineal gland and it inhibits the opening of our higher spiritual functions. They want to keep us away from God, just like they have through the years. They want to keep us away from God and country and right and wrong and believing in the one living God. They want to take away from all of that because they serve Satan. Education in the mainstream creates followers, not free thinkers. If a child doesn't sit in class and behave, they're put on horrible drugs as a child at a very young age. More damaging to our kids is the fact that modern education is a complex brainwashing system designed to teach the version of the world that they want us to believe is real. When our children are falsely taught what the world is, we cannot see beyond the scope of what they're being programmed to believe. We can thank Common Core and these demon rats and a lot of Republicans who are deep state. This has all been going on for years. Common Core has been around, and the Bushes were real big on that, remember? Science and technology is financed by the elite cabal as a means of power, and power is what it's all about. Every technological advance made in the last 100 years is destructive to the environment and disrupts the harmony of the natural world. It's all about the power and control. That's what it's all about, my friends. It's all about the power. The monetary system. The cabal has created and exploited our society by living in debt and being forced to work jobs that drain our life force. We've become a slave to money, and we must rely on the establishment to save us in the form of loans and credit cards and fees. While the global cabal amasses great amounts of wealth, the middle class is buried in greater debt, simply to survive. Religion and science. Religion is blocking our path to God while science is closing our clogged minds. They control our power of creative thinking and dreaming and dilutes our ability to trust and to know ourselves. They have made us to believe that we are not in control of our own reality. Everything we think and feel is a cabal program aimed at total control over our lives. A warped sense of history is a great way to destroy the true understanding of history. When surveyed, less than half of the college students couldn't answer a multiple choice question on history. The question was, who was the general in charge of the American forces at the Battle of Yorktown during the Revolution? Please remember that these are people of the future. This is half of our college youth that are going to be running this country. Okay, so we know, all of us, we all know that it was General George Washington. The odd thing is that George Washington was the only general listed in the multiple choice answer who actually served in the Revolution, and half of them got it wrong. See, people, what they're teaching in our colleges and our schools, they're destroying our history in America. The standards of public education in the U.S. have been in steady decline for decades and suffers from censorship by omission. This is another nefarious plan to dumb down our society and control the masses. Orwell said, in a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. The absolute truth is this: there is a cabal. There's a cabal of people in the United States fully invested in driving a narrative instead of the truth. It's all about power and greed and their vanity. Don't believe that we are truly a free society. We have a perception of freedom, but our entire lives depend on the elite cabal. We must, as patriots, win this war against the global cabal. Friends, I want to thank you for listening. I wanted to bring this to you because it's truth. I believe it, and that's the way I see it. So thank you for staying here with me for a few minutes. It hasn't been that long. So maybe you'll watch the whole thing. Join me Wednesday night at 8 p.m. with Fight and Defend, and Friday night as well, and Sunday night at 8 p.m. with Fight and Defend. During these perilous times and everything that's going on in our country, with the fear of what the government could actually do during this coronavirus problem. So we don't know what's going to happen. So John at Fight and Defend and I are going to stay on this topic, and we're going to follow all the news for you. We're going to bring you all the latest on the pedophiles and the pedivores and the elites and the actors and all these people and how they're handling this coronavirus and what they're doing. And it gets really interesting because the cabal is everywhere. They're all through Hollywood and our government. They're in our societies. They're in our local governments. They're in our schools. They're everywhere. So I just want to make you aware of the global cabal. And it's not something that we need to close our eyes to. This has been going on for centuries. And it's time that it came to a stop. I'm hoping and praying that somehow, somewhere in the future, that President Donald Trump or someone just like him can bring this cabal down to their knees and then cut their legs out from under them. And we'll see many big names in government and entertainment and business. We'll see them all start to fall. We'll see CEOs already resigning their positions and pretty much disappearing from sight. This is going to become a natural thing here in the near future. You're going to start seeing a lot of people just not be there anymore. I'm not saying where they're going because I don't know. But they're either going to be arrested or they're going to flee. Because I think this is the time. This is the time for our country, for our nation and the world to put an end to the global cabal once and for all. We need to go back to the way it was. We need to erase the last 40 years. In the last 40 years, the cabal has shown its power through abortion. It's shown its power through our social services. It's shown its power by backing these criminal elites in our government. So stand with me, people, against the cabal. We all have to pray. We all have to be aware. We all have to know that there is a mission for us, and it's right in front of us, and we see it every time we turn on the television or go online. So be aware of who you serve. Be aware of who you deal with. Be aware of who you believe and who you follow. My friends, I thank you again. I'm Deplorable Bobby, and this is the way I see it. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your patience. I'll see y'all Wednesday night at 8 o'clock with Fight and Defend. Y'all have a great day.